even our source, the person who recorded, okay. She says, truly thank you to the many Romanians who sent, I'm sorry, that's me. I'm sorry, that's me. I'm sorry, that's me. So like I said, you guys, thank you very much for sending me all of those articles recorded. I'm sorry, that's me.
Howdy ho there, neighbors. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Edie. I hope you're all having a wonderful week. We are almost to Friday. Hallelujah. Praise Jehovah. Any fun plans? And has anything embarrassing happened to you? You know that we want to hear from you. Put it in the comments. I love that so many people have been commenting. And even if you want to leave me a bad comment with an insult, please, a comment is a comment. Okay? I love it. I love it. And if you want to get in fights in the comments, that's totally fine. Fights mean more comments. Go ahead. Do it. You're not hurting me. You're helping me. I love you so. Speaking of comments, okay, my favorite Benjamin, everybody's favorite Benjamin, obscure moderator. Shout out, obscure moderator. He triggered every single candy cultist everywhere. Okay, with a very short video he played of Candace just giving herself away. Oh my. It's when she let it slip that she had a source inside the courtroom filming evidence that the public was not supposed to be made aware of. The defense fought for that evidence to be under wraps so that no media outlets could share it. And Candace had somebody in there, a little spy, film the TV, and then they sent it to her and she showed it. And her body gave her away. Her face, look what you've done. Wrap it up, backpedal. Obscure moderator really, really, really upset people. Okay. And I'm here for it. Weeks, I can feel my pre-salvation attitude rearing its ugly head, just coming to the surface, right? I just have no tolerance for people and their ignorance, especially if you comfort my people. And you know I love my people. I might be in a dark place. I don't know. I can't tell if it's good or bad. I've been rambling for a while now. Not a while, maybe 3. This woman just, the way I have it paused, she just grows increasingly wicked each day. And I hope that every single one of her electronic devices gets seized. And even if she's not put in jail, which I think she should have been put in jail because she's actually put Erika and her children in danger. They're members of Charlie's organization and Charlie's family in danger. And for that, I think that she should be arrested. Even if she's not arrested, surely that's some sort of crime, right? All right, let's watch this clip. Another terrible outfit, terrible lip, foundation. Why is it yellow? She didn't used to look like this. I'm telling you, the bitterness is coming through in her physical appearance. It's aged her, and it's just made her less attractive. I don't know how that happens, but it's a real thing, you know? Okay, let's watch.
She wouldn't be laughing at Egyptian planes that departed at mysterious times on the day of his assassination. She would have behaved like a normal human being, like a real widow who couldn't pull herself out of bed, not one who was ready to laugh at emojis 6 days after his assassination and 4 days beyond that, counting the metrics and the hats that she sold. We recognize there is something deeply wrong and evil about Erika Kirk. The entire world feels it. You don't have enough money to afford to purchase our perspective. Okay, that's what Erika needs to be told. There's not enough money in the world. Satan can't print it fast enough. The truth matters deeply about what happened to Charlie Kirk. They want us to lose focus.
Are we feeling more and more like she had a hand in it? Why is she trying so hard to get Tyler Robinson set free? What does she not want him to say? You know, were they in cahoots together? I find it so funny that the other day she said, Erika's not interesting, she's not intelligent, she's not capable. Not interesting, honey. For almost a year, you've been rambling on about Erika. Not intelligent? What do you mean? You are accusing her of being a puppet master, of manipulating people, of being an asset for the government, for different countries. She's an international, emotional asset of sorts. But you don't think she's interesting or intelligent or capable. Honey, again, you're embarrassing yourself. You are embarrassing yourself. And a bad wardrobe. When did it become a crime to be pretty? When did it become a crime to be hot. I posted a little video on X, snippet from my video yesterday, wherein I said, or no, day before yesterday, that Candace isn't a Christian. And people were commenting, oh, yeah, that I couldn't even find a real shirt and that I have no room to talk. And it just always goes back to that, you know? Don't be like Candace, people. Don't be like Candace, who dresses like this, like a Victorian vulture, but has never given the gospel. You think just because she looks like that she's a good Catholic, a good conservative woman, God-fearing woman? No, pay no attention to that. Pay no attention. I asked her today to give the gospel. I don't know, has she given it yet? Has she given it yet? The gospel, the good news that Jesus Christ, who is God incarnate, born of a virgin, walked this earth sinless, tempted as we are, but never sinned, took a sinner's punishment on a cross, a punishment that we are all worthy of because we are all sinners. There is no one good, no, not one. And we are all worthy of death and hell because the wages of sin is death, and God is not a man that he should lie. Each and every one of us are sinners, worthy of the punishment that Christ endured. And it was long, brutal, agonizing. It wasn't short and sweet. He didn't look cute and clean up there. He didn't look human, actually. Okay? His flesh was ripped open. His bones were on display. He was mocked and ridiculed. And as he hung up on a cross, he said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. He died for us while we were all still sinners. Christ died for us while we were all still sinners. A costly gift is the gift of the cross. And after he was killed, he was put into a tomb. And 3 days later, that tomb was empty. He's not here, he is risen. That tomb was empty. He resurrected in body from the dead. And people testified to seeing him and being with him. They were willing to die for their testimonies of having seen and been with Jesus. And then he ascended to the right hand of the Father, where he now reigns, and he is coming back soon. That is excellent news. I'd rather sit here in my halter top and give you the gospel than sit there in that Victorian vulture garb and say Christ is king without knowing what that means and without knowing what he did for me and without sharing it with my millions of subscribers. Let's all look at this picture of Erika, the screenshot, leaked by a terrible, awful human from the Zoom meeting that Erika hosted. We've talked about this before. She looked haggard. Her face was swollen. Her eyes were puffy. Her skin was dehydrated, her hair was greasy, and she was just trying to make it. And by the grace of God, and by the peace given her by the Lord God Almighty, was she able to host that Zoom meeting. This fool wouldn't have been able to do anything. She wouldn't have been able to do a darn thing. Okay? And Erika credits God with that strength, because not everyone could do that. When she says a normal person, act like a normal widow. Okay. What is a normal widow? Please tell us. Oh, you want her to not be able to get out of bed, right? You want her to not be able to do that. Again, it just shows she knows nothing about the living God, because he renews our strength each day. He allows us to go on when we can't. We physically, it would not be possible by our own power. In some situations, in a situation as dire as the one Erika endured, having to watch her husband be killed and then go to the hospital and see him in that state. That is the worst. She said, I have survived the worst day of my life. You can't hurt me with this nonsense that you're spewing. I've survived the worst day of my life because the Lord has gotten me through. Erika knows the Lord. She's in the Word. Every day she's in the Word. Trying. She's heaven forward. Heaven forward. So, you're right. It's not normal to be able to carry on that way. That is supernatural. That is spiritual. That is something that only God can do. And God bless Erika. No one wanted to go to that meeting, probably. Everyone was in shock. It's uncomfortable. You don't know what to say. Everyone there was dealing with some sort of emotion like that. I don't want to come to this meeting. And it was probably surreal, right? Because I don't know if Charlie had been in meetings before, but everything was just totally flipped upside down. So Erika got on camera. She could have not been on camera. She chose to get on camera, and she was trying to make others feel comfortable because she's selfless. You, Candace, are selfish. You know not what it means to be selfless. But Erika showed up to do that for them and to say, hey, my husband his death will not be in vain. We're going to keep going. And hey, good work. It wasn't a family reunion, Candace. She was there for business. It's business, right? And she wants to applaud them for the work that they did to organize the memorial, the work that they were still doing behind the scenes at Turning Point USA to keep things going, their merchandise sales. Yes, none of that was wrong. None of what she said or did was wrong. You don't think it's normal because you're not normal. You're wicked. It bothers her that Erika hasn't died from this, that she's continued, and that people still support her, and she's still fine as heck in the midst of all this turmoil. Okay, she still has her mermaid locks, her beautiful round face, perfect makeup every time she does an event, feminine wardrobe. She's everything. Excellent. I'm so proud to call her my sister in Christ. This fool, she hates it. She hates every bit of what Erika is because she's not Erika. That's what it comes down to. Jealousy is an ugly disease. You know, it festers, it brews inside of you, and then it boils over like this. And this is what we get. She's crashing out all of the bravado of everything, right? She's not fazed by it. Oh, and trying to make light of the pickle that she's put herself in. You know, all of that is just a show. It's just a show. She's crashing out, and we're all about to witness her come crashing down. Because even though it looks like she might be winning in some aspects, you know, she's getting more subscribers, her views are up, the money is still rolling in, which is so funny that she wanted to talk about there's not enough money when this woman has been peddling her merchandise, her sick, blasphemous merchandise, Make America Candace Again, under the ruse of it being Make America Christian Again. She had the nerve to put a cross on that hat, Make America Candace Again. The description says Make America Candace Again, not Make America Christian Again. Don't give me that. That is blasphemous. Her Daddy's Home Shabbat Shalom t-shirts. She has made more money this year than she ever has. She's made that money off of the blood of Charlie Kirk. And she's laughed each and every day on the way to the bank. So please spare us. Okay, next clip.
Their sensitivity doesn't make sense otherwise. It does not make sense otherwise. What they are selling you is absolute BS, that there is some fear that a leftist trans person is going to come up. Go look up anybody recently who has died. You can find where they've been buried. People that are bigger and more prominent. You can Google where George H.W. Bush, presidents, where is he buried? Go Google where JFK Jr. was buried. You can find that. You can find everywhere where they were buried, where who's another recent person? John McCain. You can Google that right now. Where is John McCain buried? So you are telling me that all of these high-flying people who were remarkably controversial, people that are at each other's throats all the time, fighting in politics, are capable of being buried publicly, and you can go visit them publicly, and you can go learn and see the moment that their family members were around and when those plots of were dug out. But you're telling me that Charlie Kirk, it's just, no. We are just so fearful. Can I have one thing? Can I have one thing? Yeah, I bet. Can we have one thing? Can we have the truth? Can we have the truth? I know too much right now, and we're trying to figure out, obviously, as always, when to present certain things. And sometimes I do want to get ahead of myself, but I am sickened by Turning Point USA. I want to put that on record. I am sickened by them, and the truth is going to come out about everything. So, yeah. I know vengeance does not belong to me, but truth belongs to everybody, and everybody can see what this is and feel what this is. And nobody is being convinced by Andrew Colvett, late night tweeting mispronounced words, or Blake Neff trying to explain to us that the evidence, what we see with our own eyes should not be trusted, but we should believe people inside of the courtroom whose own eyes told them something that has never been shared publicly.
She's really bothered that people make fun of the way that she talks and mispronounces things. We wouldn't do that. It might be endearing if you weren't so wicked. You're so wicked that, yeah, It's annoying that you can't pronounce anything. This houndstooth pattern top, I think I might prefer the awful blue that she was just in. It's terrible. It's so terrible. Which do we think is worse, the cherry red lip or the matte mauve? I think they're both equally bad. Okay, what you know too much, but you've known too much since day one, and it's not gotten you anywhere. You keep getting close to what? The truth will come out. You said that back when you introduced Mitch Snow. You said you were convinced, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that Mitch Snow, what he had to say, would result in a complete confession from the U.S. government about what they did to Charlie. What day is it? She could say with certainty that the microphone exploded, that there were tunnels to be cults. Oh, what is this? I have no right to any information pertaining to Charlie. I don't know who told you that you did. Just because you worked there 100 years ago for 2 weeks. You weren't his wife. You weren't even his friend. You're a thorn in his side is what you were. Now you're a thorn in Erika's side. Goodness gracious. You've made this an idol, Candace. Yes. And now people are going to say, well, you guys talk about Candace all the time. Yes, honey. We will have nothing to do with the fruitless days of darkness, but rather expose them. Yes. She's leading people away from the Lord. She's telling them, hey, hop over here on the broad path that leads to destruction. You think hell's bad? No, no, no. It's a party and a half. Come join me. No. We have an obligation as Christians to call her out. Oh my gosh, this hair. Forgive my shenanigans. It's this hair, I'm telling you. Candace, do you really think people care about George Bush anymore and where he's buried? Or John McCain? Charlie Kirk is responsible for getting Donald Trump elected. I think we can all agree that this election season and presidency has been the most hostile and volatile to date. People are actually losing their minds over it. They have such a hatred for Donald Trump and for MAGA and conservatives in general. They hate our country. And Charlie Kirk was an advocate for this country, an advocate for Donald Trump. And he is, yes, responsible for getting Donald Trump elected. You understand? If for you to say that John McCain, his cemetery plot, is more at risk of vandalization than Charlie Kirk's cemetery plot, you are dumber than I thought. Without saying that. That just made you sound even more stupid. You saw the way they treated Charlie in public. Throwing water on him, ripping his hat off, yelling at him, berating him. I mean, goodness, weren't you guys at a restaurant together and you were swarmed by Antifa or something? Weren't you? You really think as soon as people know where Charlie's buried, they're not going to go there and completely obliterate his gravesite? You're the one who said that you knew that he had a Catholic burial. Well, he was buried in a Catholic cemetery. And now you're saying that he wasn't buried. So what changed? And now you know too much. Like, who's giving you this information? Is it coming from dreams again? Dreams and visions? You're not ever going to know. And if it's found out and you were the one who leaks it, I just can't. I want all of it to be put in a lawsuit against you that Erika is hopefully going to file. I cannot wait. I'm going to go now. I'm going to button this up. And I will see you at Bible study. I'll probably post this after Bible study, so I hope you enjoyed the Bible study. And I love you so. And anything, let me know. And I will see you tomorrow.